When an old unhealthy dynamic shows up in our life again, we can immediately think that we have gone backwards. A part of you might say, I thought I was past this. But the person you are right now, you're not the same version that first accepted this pattern in the past. You're doing the work, and this is not the same story. You're stepping into a chapter where your boundaries just aren't ideas, they're being embodied. So when a pattern repeats, it is not proof that you are stuck. It's actually life just asking you one question. Do you trust yourself enough to now handle this differently? Because there's no better time than now to practice your emerging power. In the past week, I've had these moments circle back into my own life rebuild. And I used to let these moments convince me that I hadn't really made any progress. But now I realize these moments are the only way that I can see how much I've changed. If you are navigating a repeat lesson right now, by the end of this video, you won't just feel relief, you'll feel the confidence of knowing exactly why this is happening for you, not to you. Let's begin. There is a misconception that once you heal, you become invisible to unhealthy people. You might think that if your boundaries were truly working, these situations would stop knocking on your door entirely. But often the opposite happens, and this is the truth. People with unmet needs, control issues, or deep emotional scarcity are often magnetically drawn towards grounded, regulated energy. Your stability feels like a resource for them. It feels stabilizing. But just because your energy is stabilizing for them, it does not mean that their energy is safe for you. So please, let's just drop the shame story that is saying that you attracted this experienced personal situation because you still have more work to do. The sign of your growth isn't who shows up in your periphery. You cannot control that. The sign of your growth is simply how long these people and situations stay in your life and how early you choose to leave. If you've been watching my other videos, you will know that my business failures did not have anything to do with a lack of strategy or intelligence. My failures have mainly been down to a leak in my own boundaries. Now, I want to be precise here. The leak was never in my professional work, but in my personal life, that's a different story. Behind closed doors, I was prioritizing everyone else's regulation over my own stability. Family, friends, romantic relationships. If they were in chaos, then I made it my own unconscious responsibility to take care of all of that. Why? Well, I actually only had a breakthrough this week that showed me that I was still running old scripts from childhood. Scripts that were saying to me, being light means that you will be safe. And if you are misunderstood, then you're going to be in danger. Somewhere along the way, I learned that being seen as nice was way more important than actually feeling safe and protected. And over the years, that cost has become very evident. When I stepped into other people's storms, then I was stepping away from my very own vital foundations. So just this week, I met someone, and honestly, the last 4 days have been pretty intense. And this particular connection didn't feel like a test from the universe, but actually a live demonstration of how much I have progressed and where my nervous system is at right now. On the first night of meeting this person, two very critical things happened. So first, he asked me what I wanted to drink, and I chose to order a Jack Daniels and Diet Coke. And his response, he said, "You're cheap for ordering this type of whiskey." And my body just reacted immediately. I felt this heaviness in my stomach and this clear sign of disrespect. And then later that night, we were in a very busy place and I got separated from him for a while. When I found him again, he was not relieved. He was angry. And again, my body logged this instability, this unsafety. But here is where things really started to siren for me. Over the next 4 days, every time that I communicated a boundary, he would mirror my words perfectly. He had the same tone. It really felt that he understood me. But while his words said, "I understand," his behavior continued to cross the line. In my last relationship, that mismatch would have really made me question my reality. I would have thought, he sounds so aware, so maybe I'm being too sensitive, maybe I'm not being understanding enough. But this time, there was no confusion. Alice, no, this isn't right, this isn't 100% safe, it's time to leave. Now, I want to pause here because if you have recently or are going through this experience of having people or situations come up again for you that have happened in the past, remember this. The sign of your growth is simply how long these people stay in your life, how long these situations stay in your life, and how early you choose to leave. Honestly, if this experience had happened in the past, the pattern would have looked like this. I would have felt that feeling in my stomach and I would have bypassed it. I would have over-explained myself to be understood. I would have waited for more proof. I would have stayed through the confusion and likely only left once the damage was done. But this time, my body noticed the heaviness so early on, and I listened. I named the misalignment without drama. I set a boundary, and when he pushed against these boundaries, I held. I got quiet, I got clear, and I walked away without guilt. That is not repeating the pattern. That is interrupting it. If you are learning to trust yourself again and rebuild a life that you actually want, then make sure you're subscribed. Now, please make sure that you hear this and really let these words land. You are not attracting these people or situations because you are failing. You are attracting them because your discernment is getting so much sharper and it is asking to be used. Healing is not about never meeting that similar energy again. I wish it was. But it's not. It is about responding differently when you do. Peace is not passive. It is something that you actively choose and demonstrate. And when you say no to what is not serving you, so much energy opens up to you. Energy is never lost, it's just redirected. So with this energy, it can go into creation. It can go into attraction. It can go into forward movement, into the business that you may be building or the life that you are redesigning. So please give yourself credit when you pause, notice, and make strong decisions, because self-blame will keep you stuck way longer than the pattern ever did. If what I'm saying is resonating with you, make sure to hit the like button. Let's get this message out to the people that really need to hear it. And if you are ready to stop leaking your energy and redirect it, this is exactly why I created the map. The map is a clarity tool for your business, your relationships, and your life direction. It shows you how you are uniquely designed to make decisions, where you are leaking your power, and what path is actually aligned for you for now. We're not looking at who you were trying to please. We are looking forward and identifying exactly who you were destined to be. Let's stop circling the same questions and let's start making clean, confident, and self-led moves. If you are ready to trust yourself deeply and choose your path with clarity, the map is linked below. I would love to know in the comments, where are you learning to trust yourself again? And up next, you can steal the exact scripts that I use to say no to people, to situations, without guilt. Make sure to check out that video. And remember, dear changemaker, you have not failed. You've been forged.